So who in here has played golf before? It sucks, right? So my '04 Tahoe reads 201,187 miles on it. And my parents bought the car when I was 5, my sister was 6, back in 2004. And that was a car that we drove all the way to Cape Cod and back in Florida, where I lived, on vacations. And the rest of that mileage honestly came from driving my butt to the golf course when I was younger. Every day. So I was born in Connecticut, and I moved to Vero Beach, Florida, right around where the hurricanes hit, around '04, '05. And I took advantage of what the Sunshine State had to offer. I played every sport possible there. I played lacrosse, I swam, played baseball. But the one sport that stuck out was golf. And I picked it up when I was 8. And my dad brought me to a golf course, or a driving range that was right next to the highway, which is now a CVS pharmacy now. And I went there, and I met this old man, frail dude named Dale, who was the owner of the driving range. So he lent me a few clubs, lent me a couple balls, and he would give me lessons every week. And that was something, when I turned 9, that was something I did on a weekly basis, and I would visit him throughout the week. When I was 14, I was in middle school. That's when I started to compete. And I would play, not at, Dale's place shut down, and then they pile drove it and became a CVS. So I became a member of the club. I ended up playing daily. I would go after school, after middle school. My mom would pick me up in that Tahoe, drive all the way to the golf course. She would sacrifice her time from work to bring me. And I would stay there till probably 7 or 8 at night. Come back, do my homework, go to bed, repeat the next day, every day, and the weekends. And I started to compete. I played in tournaments on the weekends. I would travel everywhere. I traveled all across the state, and I actually ended up, at one point I was ranked 20th in my state. And I played some courses, some of the nicest courses in Florida. I played where Tiger Woods had won at, Phil Mickelson's won at, Jack Nicklaus has won at, courses that Jack Nicklaus has built, courses that Arnold Palmer, the drink, courses he's built. And it was just such a rhythm, and that's all I did. Played tournaments every week. And when I was freshman, sophomore in high school, I ended up just not playing well. And it was really hurting me personally on a level of being social. I just wasn't hanging out with anybody. I wasn't in a good mood at all ever. Also, it hurt me academically hard, because this was a sport where I was going to use to get into college. And I could tell that this wasn't going to be the case eventually. And it also hurt, like I said, education, my academics, my social life, and of course my golf game was terrible. I really had to reevaluate what I wanted to do with my future. So what I did was I made honestly for me, it doesn't seem like it, but it was probably the hardest decision, one of the hardest decisions of my life. And I put the clubs away, and I put them away for about a year. I put them in my closet, didn't touch them. I only kept a few trophies out, just, as a remembrance, a little bit of a memoir. And that was very, very tough. But what I did was, that 25 hours a week that I used to spend on the golf course, I used it with other things. I was actually in the orchestra. I played the violin in middle school and in high school. And playing an instrument definitely helped. It was something I can really release my certain mood with, just playing, and just playing with myself, myself in the closet, or within the orchestra itself, within our concerts. I also started joining clubs, started to participate more, took my academics seriously, especially because my GPA was so bad early high school, my early high school career. The one thing I did actually was I picked up rowing, and I helped start the Indian River County men's rowing team when I was a junior in high school. And that was pretty odd because you got the $100 golf shoes, you got the Bermuda sand shorts, all that fancy stuff, and you trade it for a unisuit with your farmer's tan, looking kind of like a little doofus when you first came out to play, or to row. So these 25 hours completely switched around junior year. one thing, though, with golf, I noticed, and I haven't touched the clubs for a few years. And I even actually got a job working at a course. And my mom took that Tahoe, that rundown thing, and she would drive, before I even had a license, she took me to work. She was so happy because the sport that had done so much for me now was actually giving me a job to pay for. So my mom after work would pick me up from there too, drive me back home, and I got my license, and I was able to bring it, of course, to work. And it was something that really touched me because it gave me the job, but with golf also, it's probably the closest, you probably don't think of it as it, but it's probably the closest game to life. Bobby Jones once said that with golf, it is the closest thing to life. You hit good shot, you get bad breaks when you hit good shots, and you get good breaks when you hit good shots. And you would always, so that's really how I manage myself in life as well. And every time you get on the golf course, it's like a new round. It's a new way of life. So every round is different, because you're going to wake up the next day and you can play a whole new round. And that's the same with life. Every day is different, especially here. So it was something that touches me personally. And I actually got my parents to bring up my clubs in September, and I braced my way all the way up to 4th division with them holding in my right hand. It was, you know, I didn't care. I got some looks, but I didn't care. And even though they're not the nicest clubs anymore, just going out and playing, it means so much to me. And I had a blast. I actually played Tuesday or Wednesday this past week, and it really means a lot because it's just so more than just a game. Thank you.